And just like that, our ride is gone. We're out in the middle of nowhere in Michigan, side of a highway, and we're getting ready to head back into the woods. If something happens, we won't be picked up till Friday.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for allowing me the opportunity to chat with you today. You're speaking to the gentleman who runs the Michigan Bushcraft on Instagram, and you can find me there. Feel free to send me a message if you like. My name's Charlie. I'm here today with Jamie and Jim, or James? James, and we're taking a ride up into Northeast Michigan where they're going to have me do a little bit of chatting with you and explaining where we are and where we're going. On our way there, we'll be going through elk country. The elk in Michigan are in a northeast, if you know the old Michigan map, they're in a region here, and we're kind of on the east end of it, though people have hit elk on this road, so we have to watch for elk as we go. You'll also potentially see deer, bear, coyote, wolf, raccoon, possum, eagles. There's a lot of eagles around here anymore. Got to keep your eyes peeled for those. Beautiful birds. I've been lucky and gotten a few on film myself.
And there is wolf. I can confirm that there is wolf.
And we have confirmation of wolf as of about 10 days ago, which is pretty awesome. Also, there's a lot of bobcats. They say cougars, but bobcat big or cougar small, I don't know because I haven't seen them. You'll notice as we go that the forests can be a bit of Carolina, but they'll also be boreal areas. As we get to the shoreline, you'll definitely be able to tell we're in the boreal forest. A lot of birch, a lot of evergreens, not a whole lot of non-coniferous trees, I guess is the best way for me to say it.
What about Canada Creek going through the area that we're going to be staying in? Is that navigable with a canoe or a kayak? Could you do the...
In high water, I would think so, yes. I even debated bringing my kayak and showing up to you guys as can't be a kayak. Ta-da! Here I am.
Well, that was pretty high when I went down there. It was fairly deep. At the bridge, it was, I'm gonna say, 3.5 or 4 feet deep.
Yeah.
At the bridge at that point.
Yeah, I would think that most of it you'd be able to navigate. The reason I probably won't come in my kayak is because if there's any of it that you can't navigate, well, I'm not into getting cold and wet.
And we're gonna be getting cold and wet. It's only in the 40s right now. It's gonna be getting into the high 20s.
That won't bother me. It's when I get wet, then I'll get cold. As long as I stay dry, I'll be fine.
All right, well, thank you very much.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me in.
Well, we're just getting dropped off on the side of the road. We're heading back into the woods.
I'll give a quick.
All right.
We're dropping them at the High Country Pathway. The High Country Pathway is the longest pathway in the Lower Peninsula as far as a loop. There's also the Michigan to Michigan Shore Trail, which is longer. But this is about a 70-mile loop, runs through 4 counties. Doesn't really run through any civilization of any kind, and you're about as remote as you can get during most of this path. It's almost all in the heart of elk country, and the odds of hearing elk are about 100%, and seeing them are 50% or more if you walk the whole trail. We are just out of the end of elk season. It ended about a month ago, and the second season will be in December. They call this elk country. The elk are in Michigan as the largest elk herd east of the Mississippi. It is, without any shadow of a doubt, the most remote area in the Lower Peninsula.
I mounted my Frost River to a frame.
Oh, nice. Nice. Alice frame?
No, it's an LC1.
Okay.
Actually a Vietnam era, and the belt fits perfectly inside. Actually, really
Works good.
Yeah. And just like that, our ride is gone. We're out in the middle of nowhere in Michigan, side of a highway, and we're getting ready to head back into the woods. If something happens, we won't be picked up till Friday. A lot of little oaks, a lot of acorns on the trail. Heading to camp. One of the steep slopes. Doesn't look like it so much on camera, but it's probably a 45-degree angle.
Watch me fall.
Which we hope not. All right, and here's a very cool little hiker's cabin. And got a little bit of a fire pit. Some chairs. A little rotted in places. Been here for a while. But I'm going to go in there and sign my name to the book. Very cool. And there it is. And here's another view. The little hiker's shanty. And just want to get a little bit of the fall colors with the sunlight. Just making everything blaze with color. It's a little late in autumn, but there's still some color out there. Well, we're losing daylight, and we found a little spot right here amongst these trees, right in here in this area. What do you think, Jamie?
Good for tonight.
Good for tonight. Yep. I agree. And here we are. We have a blazing fire. It's about 6 foot tall. Packs down. We've just been collecting a massive amount of firewood. And yeah, just trying to get this all figured out here. So you can see I'm standing just a little ways from the fire. And it is taller than me.
Try not to melt.
And it's throwing off a lot of heat.
Okay. It's going to be cold tonight.
Yep, it's going to be a cold night. All right, so here we are. Campfire. Big stack of wood. We are in the process of boiling water. Getting ready to have some supper. Got another very large pile of wood right there. So we cut down a dead standing tree. And this is what we're having for supper tonight. It's just a 3-bean chili mix. And came out of this package right there. So hearty blend of delicious blend of spices and beans. Just got some water from the creek. Boiled it up. And here we are this morning. It was a long night. And a little chilly.
I'm pretty sure I either heard you or Bigfoot. Pretty sure it was you.
Pretty sure it was me.
Pretty sure it was you.
Had a nice long fire.
Tell them about how much wood we had.
We had a huge pile of wood on this side and over here. And this is what's left of it. So I know I got up and tended to the fire 4 different times.
I don't know how many.
And I think Jamie probably did about as much. So about every hour, hour and a half, had to get up and do it again. We have a beautiful sunrise. Got some white puffy clouds. Just cool temperatures. Anyway, good morning everybody. And today we got a lot of camp chores to do, projects to make, and pretty excited to be able to get started. We've now rearranged our camps. We have our tarps set up for the evening, and just taking a short little break to gather our wits and think about our next move. And so this is what it's going to look like. Doing pretty well. Of course, not much of a fire right now. We've let it burn down while we're working around it. But we'll keep it going all day and then have a wonderful fire tonight. So I got my shelter set up, but right here in the center I've got a bit of a stump. And so it's really sandy soil. So I just made a simple digging stick and going to try and dig this out and then fill the hole back in so I don't have to lay on this stump during the night. So what I found was this is a great big old tree, what's left of it. About this big around, just kind of a stub in the ground. But yeah, it's going to be too big. So we're going to have to adjust the shelters and put our fire over top of this. Just got to adjust to the situation. All right, so here we have the camp fixed up a little bit. Jamie went ahead and tied his up in the center so he could pull it out there and get a little more space inside. And we are gathering branches, making a bough bed to lay on. Looking good. Well, the camp is now set up, and instead of digging out that stump like we thought we were going to, we just went ahead and built a really thick bed of pine boughs. Our tripod with our cooking rack. Here's the other shelter. Jamie will be sleeping tonight. And then we got a really handy dandy cooking device here. This stick, you can hang your pot on it and move it around the fire as you need it. So this is the little creek where we're getting our water. And just beautiful surroundings. There's a beaver around. Of course, we're boiling all the water. But just hang the lid there using a zebra pot. And just out here to the water. And
this is the paracord that we use to tie these lids on when we store them. I also like to use that to guarantee that I don't lose the pot in the water. No silk.
Yep, just like that. And it's got a little bit of tannin in it, so it's got a little bit of a yellowish brown color. But that's how we're getting our water.
There we go. Let's get back to camp.
Well, another evening has fallen, and we've done a whole lot of exciting projects. Practice making snares. Got our shelters up, our bough beds made, and dragged in a significant number of pretty good sized logs for the evening. Now we're just relaxing, getting ready to make some supper, the fire roaring, and I'm going to call it an evening after a little bit. Well, it's the next morning, and we are engaging in a project. What are we doing?
We're making snowshoes, or Morris Kohansky's ski shoes from his grand syllabus in the north.
All right. So we're just trimming off the knobs from the branches, and then we're skinning off the bark. So what we have here is we're working on a pair of ski shoes, and just heated them up, and I've got them bent around this tree here. Get the toe up and got them lashed, and I'll still be working on a little bit more. I got to do a little bit more on the back there, but yeah, so initial steam bend. Of course, there's camp, and we're just relaxing, doing our projects. Right over here is Jamie's side of the camp, and leaning against the tripod is his ski shoe that he's working on. Just sitting here in the shelter. It's about 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Got a nice fire going here. Got a couple of pots of beans on. Just relaxing for a little bit. We've been busy at work all day today, making projects, and of course the ever-present need to cut firewood is part of the deal. So we're having a great time. And it's an early morning, our last day in camp, and we're just getting ready to finalize some projects. Got chilly last night, got down to about 29 degrees Fahrenheit, but the sun is coming up, and we're just had a little breakfast. Look around the woods here, beautiful sunlight coming in. Birds are starting to sing.
All right, I need to make a pack frame to get my bedroll and my tarp out, along with the backpack that I carried in. So we're making a modified Bushcraft pack frame. It's a triangular shaped pack frame. The main body of the pack frame is made from poles about the size of a broomstick, or just a little bit smaller. Those are very, very strong when they're green, and they have a little bit of flex to them. I have my two side poles in my back piece, the lower brace, and a middle piece. I'm going to be lashing all of this together, and from this frame I'm going to be bending a round pole that's going to come around like this. That's going to be my shelf, and my shelf will then be supported by cross members that's going to be lashed from here out to the round shelf. And then the shelf, you can put bark on it if you want. You can weave it with rope. You can store your rope there. You can store large hanks of rope through this frame for back support. But I'm going to be using long slats like this just to give me a shelf, if you will, to carry my gear on. And then I'm just going to throw backpack straps on and go.
Awesome. All right, so shelters are down, and just finishing up the couple of lashes here.
And then when I pull this, it's going to crank this lashing.
All right. All right. So you just pull that up, and it snaps in behind that cross brace. Very cool. And then you just lash it together.
Lash it. Yep.
And there's the view of the bough bed that I made, that I slept on. Kept me warm and dry, and up off the ground, very comfortable. And the ski shoes that I made, and my axe. Just cleaning up camp and getting ready to hit the trail. Pack frame is finished, all loaded up. Go ahead and spin all the way around, show the other side there.
A little bit different than the original loadout with my backpack and then having a big bedroll on my side bouncing around. This is
right, excellent. And then just ties in the front. Fantastic. There's my pack all loaded up, and the ski shoes that I made. Carry them out. Well, we're all packed up and camp is cleaned up. We've got the fire put out, And I've got mine all loaded back up. Isle Royal Bushcraft Jr. And you of course have seen the pack frame that Jamie made. Got my ski shoes here, and we've had a fantastic time. It's been cold. Actually, we just found out it got down to 22 degrees last night, but we had a great fire, kept us warm. Until next time, talk to you later. Ready to head out? All right, well, we're back at the vehicle. Charlie's come back to pick us up.
Thank you, Charlie.
Yes.
I seriously debated selling it and just leaving them, but my better nature, you know, and anyway, we're here.
Yes. Oh, it's nice to get the pack off.
Ladies and gentlemen, any of you watching this video, I'm happy to take you on a tour guide anytime around northern Michigan, each and every one of you. You can find me, Michigan Bushcraft, on Instagram. It's been a pleasure getting the opportunity to do this for these guys. Get a hold of me.
This is James Bender for Waypoint Survival. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up. Also, make sure and check out the links in the description box below. And while you're down there, make sure and check out our merchandise shelf, which is located just below the description box. There you can buy great Waypoint Survival merchandise, which goes to help support the channel and the ongoing research that we do to bring you great video content on YouTube. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to the channel. We'd really appreciate it. And when you do subscribe, make sure and press that bell button so that you can stay notified of all of our upcoming videos, and we'll talk to you next time. And like always, I have to come back for the camera. And like always, gotta come back for the camera. Gotta come back for the camera.